Welcome back. We got the live stream here of the semi-final with Waikato and Tauranga in the second semi of the girls. In the top pool, 1 through 8. And looking to be a good matchup here. Both teams went undefeated in their pool play. And there's the roster for the Waikato girls. They're quite young, a few bottom age girls. There's a few with some experience. Tauranga, I think, as well, of some bottom age kids coming through, some talented guards. And we've got the tip. I'll be joined shortly with another commentator, but it's me by myself, so bear with me, folks. Well, the pace is picked up. We've got number 9, Missy, there with the ball. Nice lefty guard for Tauranga. Waikato's 11 is quite a strong player. She's had a reputation for herself with 3-on-3. So she both missed layups for the squads to start. Some on-ball action for Waikato. Tauranga letting Waikato take some outside shots, and they will. Back in the hands of the capable ball handler, number 9, Missy Nuku. Good-looking post play from 15 for Tauranga. Nice defense from Layla. A good lefty floater from number 11. Tauranga brings the ball up, looking to run a bit of offense. Nice steal, active hands by Waikato. Their defense is smothering. They've done really well in the full court and the half court defense, and they're going to look to do that again. Try to pick the pace up with Tauranga and put some pressure on them, keep the ball out of the keyhole. They like this 4-high set. Again, she's not buying those fakes. And got some good defense from number 11. I want to say it's Lila. I should know that name. Nico Gardner with the ball up front, passing around the timeline. Tauranga is just hanging back forcing Waikato to shoot the outside shot. Kayani takes one, gets her own miss. Just a few misses for Waikato, but we'll look to see them shoot the ball and make a few. Just a bit eager. It's always the point guard say, "Hey, give me the ball. Post, you run the floor. You let me bring it up." Bit of a silly turnover, but some of that's nerves. So these girls will calm down. Little high post offense, splitting off the high post. Nice handoff. And Kiani gets the 2-pointer to go. So nice looking play from Waikato to get themselves on the board. So with the 4-point lead for them. Oh yeah, it's an and one for number 9 for Tauranga, Missy Nuku. She's going to be doing that all game, just trying to get to the rim. She has a nice in and out with the left, some good change of pace. And that's their leader out on the floor. And see how she does at the free throw line with her first attempt. A little bit too long. That's nice defense. They've scouted that sideline break, and I see Tauranga will be in those passing lanes more than they're not. Unfortunate that she just didn't fall over and possibly get a charge on that. See if they run that split action again that they ran last time. Some pass and cut 4 out. Tauranga's good defensive position, not really letting anyone run around freely. It's a tough shot out there, good D. So far, pretty good defense from both sides. Swing it around the timeline, back into that high post. See if she can. Some great defense from number 11, Lila. She's just shutting down Sydney from the high post. She likes that jab step, and the defense is not biting. So they've obviously talked about that play, and they've scouted it well, and they've been able to execute defensively, Waikato. Kiani calling a play. There's that split action again. Difficult shot for Lila. Tauranga looks a little bit disorganized, but not sure if anyone's getting the shots they want right now, but they're filling each other out. It's early in the first, and it's still a 2-point game, and it's so far a lot of defense. It's a nice pass to a wide open JZ. Just misses that shot. Looked real good. It's a good drive off a nice pass out. It's nice to see some players get offensive rebounds and realize that there's everyone on the blue team is in there, and they kick it out, and then people get pretty good looks when they get that kick out. Some good patience by the red Waikato Wizard team. Be interesting to see if they make this free throw, if they get into some sort of full court pressure. They like their full court pressure, this Waikato team. Oh, it's just some straight man-to-man. Breaks it pretty easily. Still some good pressure. Back to 15 at the elbow. That seems to be where they're going, and maybe it's not working for them. She's had a few turnovers now. Maybe put the ball in someone else's hands and see if they can't get the defense to move first before going to the high post. And I'm sure it's something that coach is looking to do. Got some substitutions into the game now, first time. A couple changes at the guard. Another outside shot, just off the mark. Nice strong rebound by number 13 from Tauranga. Vito Leah. Some nice on-ball pressure applied by Waikato. It's just nothing's easy against them. Yeah, and it's just a bit too eager is JZ there with the foul on the pass. So Coach Kiharoa Nuku, must be Missy's uncle or father or something there, is seeing if they can get a little bit of, assert their inside presence and not turn it over there at the elbow. Again, Tauranga just sitting back, just encouraging the outside shot. They're very close on their threes, and at some point someone might make one. Got a timeout on the court. I'm not sure who called that one. Maybe it was, well, it must have been Waikato, but we'll talk about Tauranga here. So coach is probably talking a little bit about his offense, the fact that they're kind of forcing it. Not a lot of ball movement, maybe get a little bit of ball movement, then try to go inside, because they do feel like they have the advantage inside with their posts. They're also good in trans, and they just haven't been able to get too many shots. They've had a few too many turnovers to start the game, and probably talking about that. And then defensively for them, they're just sagging back, letting Waikato shoot, and it's working for them so far. They just got to get the rebound after the miss. And then they want to push. They do want to push. They have some good guards in the open court, and they've done that well. Pushed in trans and got to the rim, and if they miss, they have rebounders, and things are looking good for them when they do push the ball. Yeah, Tauranga, they've come pretty clean through pool play. I'm just looking at my notes here, and don't think they've lost a game yet. They might have had a close one with Taranaki. Taranaki as second game of the tournament for them. Little miscommunication on the sideline play. She was definitely open, just not ready for that. Well, I like this little guard for Waikato. I've been watching her. She does some nice things off the bench, and it's an easy 2 points for Waikato off the steal. That's Alana with the 2 points. They don't let off in their defensive pressure, the red team, their Waikato girls. Up in the up 2-on-1. Nice pass fake, good scoop. Just need to take care of the ball a little bit better and maybe hold on to it a little bit longer, make just a little bit more patient decision when you have it in transition versus the pressure. Alana out there with the ball, running the 1. Waikato's running a bit of a set, looking to get the ball high post again. They like that high post action, splitting off her. And just ran into too many tall trees down below. It's a good block. Back to the elbow where they like the ball. She's taking too long with the ball, number 15. Maybe Sydney just needs to be a little more assertive with that. Great finish. Waikato's putting on a bit of a run. Tauranga's just struggling scoring. Now they're up 9-2, 7-point lead. Still going back to the elbow. Nice pass to her partner down below. And off to the races. There's one for Sydney and a nice pass on the steal. So it's now back to 5 points. Split action again. Giving up that 3. Some more subs. Kayani will take a break. And number 7's back in the game for Waikato. Taniko. There's a little more motion on offense for Tauranga. I like to see that. The ball goes side to side, and then you open up the backside drives just like that. It's a tough shot. Got a 1-on-2. It's good defense. Probably a travel, but I guess they didn't want to call anything there. Either a block, travel, or a no call. It's good to see Tauranga's guards attack, put a little more pressure on Waikato guards to have to move their feet in a vertical position, not just side to side. So 5-point lead for Waikato. Nice high on ball, great pass. Just a bit tough on the shot, a little hard. And that was her first shot for the game. Number 8, Breach. I bet they're calling her Bree, so I think I'll call her Bree too. And I have to apologize if I screw anyone's names up. I'm very much an American still. I'm working on my Maori pronunciations. I always take the advice. It's a nice drive. Some good D too. Not much defensive pressure from Tauranga. They're just going to let Waikato shoot threes, and I'm pretty sure these girls can hit them, and they're not afraid to, and we'll see how that game plan holds out. But now it's a 14-6 in favor of the red. And they're really looking to pound it inside. And Tauranga says, hey, we can play too. We're going to shoot a 3. Shot clock's got to be running down here. It's nice to see the referees let them play a little bit here. I mean, that was the end of the quarter, but they haven't called too many. I think they're going to see how it goes, let the players decide a bit, and I like that. I think it's important for these girls to learn that not everything's a blocking foul, and that's credit to the referees kind of letting the players decide how that first quarter went. Back to Tauranga bench. Yeah, they're just starting to move the ball better on offense, and the guards are attacking more off the dribble and making the help side shift, and they're getting some better looks. Now they need to just do that and look at their bigs who are still floating around the elbow areas. And they haven't had much in trans, haven't seen much from Missy Nuku, who usually leads the pack. She hasn't really had the ball in her hands too much. But I think his changes have been good as far as his offense is going. They're getting a little better looks. Defensively, they're running the same split action they have been, and it seems like they're letting them get into the key, and they're still sagging off. Even though they're sagging off, they're still getting into the key, and see if he changes with a little bit more ball pressure to kind of bother what Waikato's doing instead of just letting them throw darts. If you're throwing darts and there's no one standing in front of you, it's quite easy to hit the bullseye, but as soon as someone's putting a bit of pressure on you, you become a poor dart thrower, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And it'd be nice to see just maybe a little more pressure from the Tauranga side. I think they would like to have more up-tempo. The guards certainly would, maybe not the bigs. We'll see what adjustments they make. Waikato, they're doing well. They're going to take some of those shots, and they're going to have to fall. I know they can shoot the ball. There's a couple girls here on the select team for New Zealand under-16s that were in Melbourne. Jay-Z, number 13, and Kiani, number 9. They both played over there in Melbourne against some of the Aussie girls, and they're capable players. Along with the rest of the Waikato team. They're very deep, and they go quite far into their bench. They have some bottom-age kids that can play, and they want a fast-paced, lots of pressure game. So maybe it is a bit of dictating tempo and dictating styles, and the Tauranga coaches maybe feel that they're better off in a walk it up, pound it in type game, and you got to take your chances. So we'll see what plays out in the second quarter, and Waikato in control. I'm going to start off with an easy lane line drive and a nice lefty layup by number 5. Yeah, maybe 5 made that layup. There we go. Missy's back on the board. And back to the free throw line. Just pulling up the stats so I can get a little more accurate information, because I've got that short-term thing that coaches usually do. 16-9, 7-point lead. Oh, that's a good adjustment. I like that, denying that ball into the high post. Unfortunate foul call, but I like that maneuver because it goes into there, and they're pretty good on their split action and their high post offense. So they'll have 14 seconds to quickly find another look off that offensive rebound. Oh, they are letting him play this game. I think that was a good no call. Some contact initiated by Lila and contact taken by our Tauranga side, and they just let that one go. Lots of hands. There's one thing you can't teach is height as a coach. Nice to see somebody use the advantage there with the height and get that rebound and just keep it up high and go right back up. Nice finish by number 13, Vitolia. Just off the mark with that pass. This is a great look. She's definitely open. Just couldn't quite hang on to it. Number Alana and Jay-Z couldn't quite connect. But as a coach, you can't fault that too much because you like getting those nice 2-on-1s. Still haven't taken down that left hand. She's good. She can go right. And here it is. It's a nice job. You don't see that too often where a 14-year-old or 13 can go right and go left. pretty equally, and so far she's shown that, where her left hand is certainly her dominant hand, but there it was, and she crossed over and went hard to her right and went up strong. Still waiting for my commentator, Miney. She's coaching County's boys. She should be joining me, and she's great at pronouncing all these awesome names that deserve much better than me. So hopefully she'll join us when her game is finished. We got a 4-point game after one of those free throws went in. They're denying the post players now, if you're watching. Still looking to go high-low. Just a bit of an X action. Here comes an on ball. And I don't know. I think the coaches need to talk about those on balls, or players do. Maybe the coaches already have. It's just the fact that they haven't listened, and talk about what they're doing on those on balls. Are they showing? Are they switching? Are they going under? Because right now it's just the offense is getting to do whatever they want off of those on balls, especially the guard. Tough shot with the left, just didn't go in. Must have missed that call with the monitor. Double dribble or a travel in the front around midcourt. Gives the ball back to Tauranga. 6-point game, a little over 7 to go. Both teams trying to just assert themselves offensively. Like that, that's a nice action. Quick handoff on pace, turn the corner, and it's a nice to her strong hand. It's a good finish. Waikato's pressing too, pushing. It's 2 threes now for them, and Tauranga's sagging man-to-man. First one for Aria. Who needs to jump when you got height? Italia with another bucket here in the last minute. She scored 4. Just nice on that right block. Again, I don't know. That's a little better on-ball defense from Tauranga. They were communicating there, and at least knew it was happening, and she made her take a tough shot. Tauranga's gonna get it back into Missy's hands. Ooh, might have incidental contact with the right hand off the shove, and it's a out of bounds call going to Tauranga. Number 10 will inbound. See if 13 will pop that shot. It's a good looking shot out there. A nice rebound from Lila. Another on ball. Oh, just switching those, which is fine. That's a tough shot over somebody. Handoff on ball, a little bit of dribble drive. It's good defense from Waikato as well. Someone's gonna have to hit a couple outside shots to pull this game open. Both teams are getting back fairly well, and there's not a lot of trans, at least not at the hoop. Wow, she missed the layup, and Jay-Z is a bit frustrated, and like so many of us do, try to make a great play after we miss the layup and pick up a foul 90 feet from the basket, which, well, that's unfortunate. I think she might have 2 fouls now. It's a nice rebound and a finish in traffic for Aria, who also made that last 3, so she's got 5 points on the board for Waikato. And they're now got themselves 23-16 lead. Nice drive. So we've got some nice moves from from Missy, who's keeping Tauranga in the game offensively. Some good defense. I can see why they're sagging there. Another good no call, kind of out of control with the dribble. It's nice to see him letting the players play. The zone killer shot, just not quite there. A nice step through. So, pretty sure Waikato called that timeout. They want to talk about stopping number 9. Excuse me, for Tauranga. She's just went off on a bit of a cluster and had at least, I'd want to say 8 points in this quarter without the stats in front of me. And she's been a bit of a one-man show for Tauranga, which Waikato just needs to talk about. And then offensively, I think they're forcing a bit off the dribble. Tauranga is sagging in their half-court offense, and just reverse the ball. It just changes the defense. It shifts the defense, and then you can get some of those drives on the backside. And maybe just being a little bit more patient. And the sagging is starting to work in the favor for Tauranga. Because if you want to say zone, but it's not a zone. They're still guarding a player. They're just 2 feet off their player into help side, into non-denial, pack-looking defense. And a lot of teams say, look, if you can beat us with some three-pointers, we'll take that chance. And Tauranga's got themselves back into the game. Now only down 3 points. After they just score that last bucket, it'll be Waikato's ball. And she's talking about their offense, probably a little bit static, moving the ball, and then also they need to get stops so they can run. That's what they do really well. And I wouldn't be afraid of picking up in the full court pressure if I'm the Waikato coach. You know, let's just see what we're made of. We got lots of subs. They're not quite as deep off the bench. Let's just run them a bit. Let's pressure them and make them make tough choices in the full court, and that will play in their favor. Yeah, they ran a nice set, got a split action again, little handoff, and a nice tough drive by probably the smallest guard out there. Reese, number 7, Reese Anderson, kept on her feet, good footwork, went up with the left, and got rewarded and is at the free throw line. You can almost hear the rain through the stadium here. It's just bucketing down. Apparently, Dunedin's supposed to get as much rain as today as we do in 2 months, which is a lot for us. So hopefully there's not any flooding that's going to cause any problems for some families in the low-lying areas. Now, Waikato's just got to stay on their feet and make Tauranga shoot an outside shot and hit one. There we go. Now they've pushing in trans. Keani's a nice drive. They're just not giving them those same kind of fouls they were earlier in the tournament, and they just need to adjust and know, look, I'm not going to get it going up against 2 people. I'm better off back dribbling, reverse pivoting, crossing over. Oh, we got a foul on the 3-point shot attempt. I think we do here. We've got a substitution for Tauranga coming off the bench. Number 13's back. She's had a good second quarter with those putbacks and a couple shots around the block. See if she can help offensively for them. See if I can get those stats going here. Get some good number. Here we go. Well, one more shot here at the free throw line. Yeah, the live stats aren't working for me, so unfortunately I can't get actual numbers. Hopefully someone's correcting that soon. Or it's me with my phone. Waikato back with the ball. 2-point lead for them. They've been a bit stagnant on offense, and Tauranga's found their rhythm with Missy Nuku. There's a 3-pointer. Nice looking shot. She can certainly make them. And I think she needs to take a few of them too. Great rebound. Another just near miss. And it'll be off number 12, who's just coming in the game for Waikato. Bottom age girl. And I know I butcher her name, Soli. She's got an older sister who's also a basketballer. And a very athletic family. See if she can bring a little spark for the Waikato club. So this will be an important 2.5 minutes before we close the half to see who goes in with the momentum into the locker room, and just for the players. A little more patience from these girls, and a nice looking shot for Kiani from the right wing, just for 2. Now they're back up by 4 points. Tauranga again, attacking the rim. Great rebound by number 13. She's not quite strong enough with the ball, but a nice board. It's a good pass again. See if she can get another one. I'm not sure if she knew that that's who had just scored, but what a great pass to recognize that your teammate's feeling it. Now Keagani has 4 points in a short span of time, and all of a sudden it's a 6-point lead for Waikato. A high ball, on-ball screen, nice extra pass. I think these girls have adjusted well. Another good-looking shot. Those are the ones you can live with as a coach. And there's a good shot that just doesn't quite fall. Tauranga, a couple possessions left. Let's see. We got Missy directing traffic. She likes that lane line drive. And it's much better offensive possession for Tauranga this time. Just get some movement of the defense and puts them in a trickier position, and then they foul. So good composure from the blue team. So again, in our other semifinal, we have some North Island teams that have played each other quite a few times, and they are well aware of what each other is going to do, and that's where it becomes difficult as a coach. You know, you have your counter moves and your tweaks and your adjustments to your offense because they know, and they know what you each do really well. It's actually quite fun. It becomes a game of chess, and you decide, oh, we've got to try this now. And especially at halftime, your adjustments become pretty key. And the officials haven't been a big play in this game. The players have, no one's really hurting in foul trouble. The players that are out there are the ones I think coaches want to be out there. Alana here is most likely talking about what things they're doing well. They're pushing the ball again. They're moving the ball. There's been a few passes in the half court. Defensively, Tauranga is now settling for one-pass shots, or maybe not getting the shots they want, except for that last possession. So she's saying, look, we've got 1 minute left. Let's make sure we're doing these. We're attacking the rim. We're putting pressure on. We're not giving up any offensive rebounds, and definitely not fouling, because then the ball's going to go to Missy. And number 13 for Tauranga has also been good on the boards. I need to shut her down here. So you don't want to give up any cheap baskets going into the locker room or just going into the halftime. And nobody has any blankets out. It's a lot warmer in the arena than it is out in the sheep barn. We're heating up the arena, and everyone seems to be rather warm today with the rain. You know, people say, oh, you use a timeout to ice the free throw shooter, and I guess there's been some statistics done that says that actually they shoot better after a timeout, so it's good to know that if you're a free throw shooter. I don't know if it matters at this age so much, but when you get a bit older. 2 misses for Tauranga that would have cut that back down to 4. See if they can get a stop and the ball back. Again, they will get it back, but it'd be nice to have a stop and a score if you're the Coasters. It's good to see the teams huddling or trying to huddle. You'll see a lot of players coming to the ball and one back. Yeah, that's a good old wall play for 3. She just about hit it. She probably could have fallen over and got the foul call on that. Oh, yeah. Just getting I think Tauranga's just a bit their sense of urgency needs to be there. You know, you're going into the half and you're giving up offensive rebounds, and you let someone shoot almost a wide open three. Just you're wondering, like, are you looking around, like, who's your leader out there? With some energy to finish out the half, because they've been pretty flat the last minute, and it's showing in the score. So if you're the big guy over there, you're just hoping to get to halftime with this and maybe score one more time and just talk about what you can do better in the second half. Possibly got an offensive sub on here. Or we don't want to get anyone in foul trouble. Maybe that's what that is. Having Missy sit down. It's a good drive. There we go, some scramble. We got the ball back, not much on the shot clock, 13 to go. Just gotta be strong with the ball. There we go, nice inside out action. Good shot by number 4. Hika. But then again, we gotta get back on D and give them up a tough shot, but also just not much defense in the midcourt, you know? And that's what Waikato likes to do. They like to push and get those kind of layups. Hey, good drive. We're gonna finish the quarter with 2 free throws. We'll see if she can make one of these. I think she's 0 for 2, so I bet she'll get one of these at least. It is a little strange shooting free throws with no one around in a game. It's just like being in the gym back home. There we go. 1 for 1. One more, she could cut this down to a 5-point Waikato lead going into the third quarter. And it'll stay at 6. And we'll join you after the break. Welcome back to the second half of action in the girls' second semifinal versus Tauranga versus Waikato. Waikato leading by 6 to start this quarter. And I just want to welcome our viewers back. Hope you had a nice break. Excited to have Aon on board insurance for sponsoring these games. Certainly can't do it without the sponsors. Tall Blacks were in action. They have a camp next week. So we're looking forward to see how they go with their stuff. The Tall Ferns are in action starting on Monday. They have China, I believe, first in their pool play. Lots of exciting national team action. Drug-free sport. We stand for clean sport. It's important to encourage your kids to stay clean. And thanks to New Zealand Drug-free Sport, they are doing that. I mentioned earlier that the Waikato team is quite young, and I should have said too that the Tauranga have quite a few bottom-age girls too, and a lot of the girls are coming up through the ranks, and both teams are in the semis, and that's a good sign for both programs that they'll have some good some youth for a couple of years in this division. And also as the under-16 team for New Zealand this last year, it's exciting for me to see these kids come through, see the next talent and who's going to be the next kids to compete, and hopefully future Tall Ferns. Tauranga gets to the free throw line straight away, going right to their very reliable point guard, Missy Nuku. The nice play out of the halftime break to hopefully get them right back in the game with 2 made free throws. Oh, excuse me, it's an and one, so cut the lead down to 4 points. Wasn't able to convert on the third of the and one. Waikato looks a little lost, and maybe some more effective defense, just a bigger hedge, more of a closeout, or just if you're going to be in help side, be in help side. I think just looked a little bit stunned that there was an on ball. Here we go. Get it back to Missy, let her bring it up. And Waikato with their full court pressure. It's a nice pass up the court, a little bit of a 3-on-2. There we go. Nice shot from the short corner by number 13. Vito Leah with her probably 6th point of the game. Again, Keani's not afraid to take that shot. She's made a couple of them in that second quarter. And she just barely missed that one. No call on the drive. Again, Waikato looking to push the pace. It's a 2v1. We had 3 players from Tauranga not hustle back on defense, and I think they got away a little bit with the no call on that, number 7. But it is what it is, and if they're going to let them play, they better just figure that out and go up strong and just keep going. She's maybe got the wind knocked out of her there, number 9, Keani. Already a sub for Waikato. Number 11 back in the game, who was a bit quiet in the first half. She kind of was stuck at the high post offensively, and now they've got her moving a bit more. And there's another one from Keani from the right side, about 3 meters out. Handoff, they love this little action. And they get that shot probably most of the time. And they've hit them both now, both post players of number 13, Viotila, and number 15 now, Sydney Neal has asserted herself in the second half. Again, number 7, the small guard out there, makes those nice floater over a defender. And there she is battling. She's not afraid in there. She's definitely brought a lot of energy for this team. She's going to make a nice pass here. Oh, and they got her on the reverse layup. I'm a big believer on not fouling on a reverse layup, and if she makes a reverse layup, then very well done. One for one from the free throw line for Alana, who's done some nice things in this game. She's heard our names a few times, or maybe mom and dad have if they're listening. Gets her own rebound, goes up strong again. Just can't get the roll on that standalone hoop. Good trap, good pressure in the full court. Should be an easy layup. What do we have? Some confusion thinking that there's another whistle from a different court, but play goes on. Tauranga 3-on-3 up the court. And a foul, number 5 for Waikato. Team fouls are 2-1. Waikato with 2 now. Got a couple substitutions from both sides. Number 6 back into the game for Tauranga. And, number 4 for 6. Number 14 in for number 13. So guard for guard, for post, and we've got a Waikato change as well with the guard. Great pass. Tough layup, good defense by Tauranga. Number 4 is, difficult pass in the midcourt. Alana is taking it tough to the hoop, and she's getting rewarded by going to the foul line. It's nice to see. She's not afraid, and she goes hard at the hoop. And when you're going that hard, it's probably going to be a charge or a foul, and she gets to shoot these. The rain is pouring down in Dunedin, and they've said maybe snow later. It'll be interesting for some of these Aucklanders to see some snow maybe for the first time. Oh, I don't think it'll snow, maybe just up on the hills. But I think Dunedin had its one big snow of the year last week. Nice offensive rebound off the missed free throw. Again, Tauranga sagging off the ball, forcing Waikato in a bit of indecision. A high on ball, a nice pass there. It's a good basketball, pretty good shot. You can live with a miss there because I think that's a shot they were looking to get. A little bit of pressure applied by Waikato. There's not going to sag off too much. And Tauranga's pretty stagnant with the ball. I have to say that the momentum has shifted to the Wizards this second half. They've come out a bit more aggressive they've sustained their aggression, especially defensively. Well, nice passing between guards. So Kiyani got a nice assist from her buddy, number 11, Lila. There we go, some life out of the Tauranga side. A missed short corner shot, but a great offensive rebound and a nice putback by number 14, Taylor, who did not bring the ball down but kept it up and just went right up with it, which is good post, a great post skill to have. It's keeping it high away from all the little ones. Just got to close out active hands on the ball. Oh, she's been a big difference maker for Waikato in the second half. I think this is her 3rd trip to the line now. Or maybe it was one right before halftime and it's her second in the 3rd quarter. But we've seen her a lot at the free throw line lately. Another sub for Waikato. 7 takes a seat. Number 8's in. Bree. Tauranga looking to push it. And this is the pace definitely favors Waikato right now. And a good finish by, a good finish by Jay-Z on the left side. And now Waikato's sagging a bit. Say, hey, look, we know you were pounding it inside. We're just gonna sag off and That's a nice move by number 15, Sydney. This little left shoulder turnaround jumper and nails it against 2 defenders. Probably the first miss for Alana, and she gets a steal and misses again, but she's staying aggressive. There we go. When you're being trapped, someone's open. That's a nice pass. It's a good finish on the other end. So some basketball's picking up here. We've seen some nice finishes from both sides. Thinking about the 3. It's a good hustle on the boards by Jay-Z. Just couldn't quite get a hold of the ball. And now Tauranga will have it again, down by 8, 45-37 with 3:20 to go. So they could definitely use some offense. Back to Sydney, who's had a better third quarter than she started out the game. It's a nice handoff to number 4, Tauranga, and she's going to get 2 free throws at the line. And for both teams, it's their second game of the day, 4th game of the tournament, probably feeling it a little bit, especially being on the big court. Just feels like it's faster on the big court and you have to run more. And maybe that's part of the fouls in the second half. They're just not moving their feet quite as much. A little looking to trap maybe Tauranga. Forcing a quick shot. Just missed it for Waikato, and Tauranga needs to get that offensive rebound if they want to get back into this game. They can't give Waikato second chances, and they all know that. It's a nice finish by Jay-Z versus 2 defenders with a little scoop. Again, Waikato with very active hands. This is probably, oh, it's a nice finish. Could have maybe been a foul too, but it's a nice finish by Sydney, who's having a much better third quarter than she did a first half. It's good for Tauranga. It's a good sign. Now they just need to limit them to 1 shot, and Waikato needs to keep attacking because they're doing some nice things when they're getting to the rim and making an extra pass. Good block from Sydney. Now we're off to the races. Oh, great idea. Great idea, just off target with the pass from Tauranga. Another substitution for Waikato. Get some fresh legs in there. We've got 11 back in the game. Lila, who's struggled offensively, I'm sure, for her, and she's probably still trying to find her way, but she knows, hopefully she knows she can be effective on the defensive end too. Run a little double screen for her to get her a 3 straight away, and there we go. There's 3 points for our 3-point specialist, number 11 from Waikato. A nice set of screens for her on the baseline coming off that to get that look. Well, so Tauranga will get another crack at it with 14 on the shot clock. 14 will take a seat, and 13 will come back in. So they don't lose any height there when they sub, do they, those Tauranga coasters? Still looking to pound it in. Nice steal, 2-on-1. Good defense. They're really letting them play now, and it's nice to see. And I think the referee's been really consistent too from both sides. The players should feel pretty comfortable with what they can and can't do at this point. Ball stays with Tauranga. They haven't had too many baseline plays, so it'll be interesting to see what they run. A little bit of a stack. It's a popular first play. They're going to get a good look. Just a nice block there from Jay-Z, who read it like an open book. And here she goes, and with the right-hand layup converts. So that's one of those nice steal layup that you like to get as a coach that are instant 2 points, and they're fairly easy. There's no play required. And Waikato's just, Tauranga probably needs to make an extra pass. The drive is good. It's just kick it out, make the defense move. Good defense too. And it's everyone's got to run the floor here, not just one person. And the Tauranga side looks a little tired. They're definitely jogging up. I mean, I'm sure coach is thinking about putting Missy back in to start the fourth quarter and start it strong. As they are down by 12, Tauranga is, and Waikato's got a pretty good lead going into the fourth quarter. But it is a semifinal, and I know that Tauranga's not going to give up. They'll have a few adjustments to make. And sometimes when you're the team that's ahead, you just think about trying not to screw it up too much. But Lana will put in her best lineup that she thinks is starting the fourth. Nice and strong. They're doing a nice job, Waikato, attacking the rim still, and their pressure is bothering Tauranga, and the pace is in their favor. They're very deep, and they play a lot of players, and they like the up-tempo style. So they had a really good third quarter, so they were up by 5 at halftime, and now they are up by 12, so they've doubled their lead a little more, which they should feel good about. You're still seeing some nice basketball. The refs are letting the players play, and the girls are making some nice moves to finish. Seen a couple threes in the game too. I know Waikato's hit 3 threes for the game so far. That last one by number 11, Lana. It's very, very L-E-I-L-A. When I see that one, I say Lila, but it could be Layla. I recognize her name from the 3-on-3 tournaments. She can certainly shoot the ball. And also for them, number 5, Alana. She's really been a spark for them. Just attacking, and they've just done some nice things. And Tauranga, I know they're a little down, but they've struggled offensively to put the ball in the hole, but it's also about taking care of it. They've just turned it over a lot, just not converting on 2-on-1s, and maybe driving into too many people where they're not getting that call anymore, and get the ball back in Tiana's hands. Tiana, number 15. She's had a good third quarter. Maybe she can have a good fourth quarter and maybe get a couple baskets there from the high post drives. You always wonder what 14 and 13-year-olds are thinking out of timeouts and into the fourth quarter up by 12. Are they thinking, we got this in the bag? Or do they have that killer instinct where they're going to just continue to push if you're the red team? If you're blue, you're wondering if they think they have a chance. And, of course, you're telling them they do, and they've got to have a sense of urgency that it's not over and it's possession by possession. And the first 3 minutes of this quarter could be a massive difference for either team. But Tauranga needs some stops, and they need to get it into the players for them that are comfortable, like Missy and number 15. And there we go. She's starting to feel it now for them, 11, and you might see some more offense from Waikato through her in this fourth quarter. Again, they're just sitting on that right hand. They're saying, drive to the right. We've packed the lane. There's another pass. Tough shot. Ooh, tough shot. Just about got it for Tiana. I've been calling her Sydney all game, and sorry about that. Too many number 15s, and I'm not smart enough to notice the difference, apparently. Get that ball. Be tough with it. There we go. Good finish, and maybe a foul, maybe not, but she finishes it anyway. It's good to see a little bit of pressure just to maybe takes Waikato longer to get into their offense. Nice step through, good rebound there. And those are the turnovers that just bug you. The ones where you're not sure what was happening and nobody knew what was going on. Another one of those turnovers where you're wondering who the point guard is at this time. No foul there, good. Go get the ball, number 9. It's good pressure by Waikato and another turnover. 3 in a row for them, for Tauranga. Whoops. Tauranga looks a little bit flat. Maybe they just need one stop to get them going again. It's good active hands. All right. Back into Missy Nuku's hands. She likes either side of the floor. They like that little handoff action, and that's a tough shot, really tough shot. I'm not sure if I'd have been excited about that as head coach, but hey, it went in, and you got to make some tough shots to get back in the game. Back to 10-point game with 7.5 to go. A steal by 13. And back in Missy's hands. Up the court we go. Another really tough shot by her. She's made 2 very difficult shots, and not much you can do about that if you're Waikato. Maybe swarm her a little sooner, but that's a very tough shot. Again, just get an offensive rebound. Boxing out is something that kids should learn to do, and I don't even call it boxing out. I just say getting better position. Because I think everyone thinks boxing out is such a big thing, and it's not really that hard to do. It's just knowing where the ball is going to be going, paying attention, and making sure you have the right position on the player you're trying to get the ball from. So even when you're on offense and your team is shooting, you want to be in the right position to get a rebound. And rebounding is so critical at this age. Usually the team that wins the boards and doesn't give up open layups and turns it over a little bit less is the team that's going to win, because you know they're not going to shoot it awesome. We got a foul, silly foul here. Oh, Tauranga gets the ball back. They want the clock to stop, so this is in their favor. It's now an 8-point game. I think if there's anything coaches can really emphasize, it's rebounding, and it's step one, and then, of course, defense, because if you play against good defense in training, you probably have to have pretty good offense, too. Nice pick and roll, just a long shot, and Waikato gets to reset on that offensive board. Nice wide open shot for number 8, Bree. She's forcing the action a bit, Missy, and probably was a travel before the miss. And so did Jay-Z, but you got the lead. You probably don't need to do that, but hey, if she makes it, I guess it's a different story. Now the referees really aren't calling anything. And Waikato probably just wants to take a little bit better care of the ball, especially since they're winning. And what they've been doing in the half court's been fine, too. Nice in and out, hesitation move. No call. Tough shot against 3 defenders. Slow it down if you're Waikato. And there's a foul, number 15. Tiana Day, who's looking pretty tired. Fair enough, it's a fast-paced game. A little more patience in the half court. Going to work the shot clock down now. 6 seconds. A nice drive there. Just couldn't quite get it. But at least you worked off quite a bit of the clock, and you got a good look. And now and they get the ball back. There was no box out from Blue. Probably a travel. No. Shot clock violation. The referees are having a talk with the score bench. Some sort of shot clock issue. But I think they're discussing whether there was 2 seconds on the shot clock or whether it was supposed to be reset, but I know there wasn't a change of possession. So they're getting the ball back to Waikato, and they've adjusted the shot clock back to 24. So that would be Tauranga ball then. And in the defense of the shot clock guys, I've worked that shot clock over there on court 1, and it gives you a nice dent in your finger, and it's very difficult to use. So, and they've been doing it for a while, those basketball toggle people, and they're doing their best. That just those buttons are pretty firm and not the friendliest of electronical equipment, not like the smartphones we have next to us. So what have they done? They've given the ball back to Waikato with a full 24 seconds, it looks like. And unfortunately, I'm confused, and everyone is a little confused. Oh, now it's going to Tauranga. That's why we reset it to 24. It was a shot clock violation. Everyone's okay, and it's blue ball. We might be careful of a foul there. Some smart, heady basketball by number 5. She says, hey, we don't need to score straight away. Good move. Those right-hand layups are money for Kiani. It's nice ball handling in the full court. Now it's just, what are we going to get into quickly so we can score here? Against the very solid Waikato defense, so all defenders know where the ball is at all times. And their player. All eyes are head on a swivel, as the coach says. Ball and man, ball and man, ball, man, basket. And those Waikato girls are well aware where the ball is. And no easy shot for Tauranga. Still some time for Tauranga to get back. They're 3 possessions away, or 2 possessions away from getting back into the game. Down by 6. Waikato runs a bit of clock with their offense, some down screening and attacking off that. Nice shot again by number 5, who've had a very excellent game today, Alana. She's going to go hard to the hole. She's not getting any foul calls against those 2 defenders, and she's pretty upset about that. I think that's pretty solid defense from Waikato. Again, it's moving your feet, taking away the right hand of someone who's right-handed. That could be a foul there. Tauranga is down by 12 now. Whenever there was a 3-point shooter, now would be the time to see some of those go into the hoop. Probably not the best shot, but there wasn't much time on the shot clock, and got to have someone back as a safety. And Tauranga, the wheels are falling off a bit, and that's a good timeout by Coach Nuku. And Waikato's got a pretty commanding lead at this point with 3 minutes to go. We've gotten that little action off. Well, they've gotten rebounds and scored in transition, and I think she's probably talking about, look, if you got that wide open layup, you go ahead and put it in the basket. But if we don't have a wide open layup, let's pass it around. Let's set our down screens. Looks like it's a little bit of a big little screen, and the littles are coming out, and they're just driving it to the hoop. So run some action, run some clock, and then you can take those layups. But if it's open, take it. If not, and don't be afraid to run our offense so that we can wind the clock down, because we don't want it to stop. No. Just stay tuned after the girls' semifinals. We have the boys' semifinals coming up. You won't have to hear my voice again after the, I don't know the guys well enough, so hopefully they're gonna get someone who knows the boys. But like I said, I coached the New Zealand under-16 team. We just finished in Perth, and so I actually have a pretty good feel for this age group, and it's nice to see the kids out on camera on the big stage doing well. Waikato putting a bit of full court pressure on just to make it difficult for Tauranga, which has been working for them. Just without fouling is the key. As if I'm Nuku, I'm getting up on the refs and just making sure that if there's any sort of fouls in the backcourt, that they're calling them, because well, that's a good finish and a foul. I'm behind. It must have been a push in the back. So an and one play for Keani Leith here, who could make it a 15-point game, I believe. Just rattles out. Keep that ball high. And Tauranga needs to go. They need to push it. They need to get to the rim. And we've got a foul or a jump ball. Oh, it must have been a travel. She's open, but just a bit more patience from Waikato would be all right, but I think they feel like they're not too worried at this point. Just quickly. At this point, you want to have a couple quick hitters that you know that you can at least get to the rim and make a play off of, and this is good to see 15 attacking 1v1. It's a very nice move. We've seen some really, in the last 2 games, we saw Azalia from Harbor do some nice things 1v1 full court, and now we're seeing Tiana Day with some nice nifty little work. Because you never know, at this age you might end up being a guard, and it's good to see that they've got some of those skills. And a heads up play by her, just knowing, hey, we've got to get to the basket. We don't have a lot of time. Not sure how much 2-pointers are going to do for her either. It's got to be quick 2s. And I know that some of the older Tauranga girls can certainly shoot the ball, so I'm sure that these girls are in the game too, in the gym, putting up 3s. So he's got a sharpshooter out there looking to hit a shot. And defensively here, you're so far behind. Do you foul? Probably not. You're just picking up full court, trying to force a turnover, getting out in passing lanes, not letting them drive to their right, which Waikato's done very well, getting to the right side of the rim. And we've, getting a defensive board and going and pushing and running. Because I feel like for Tauranga, people have been running, but it's been just a couple players for them. The other players, whether they're fatigued or it's not their job, it's just been a 3-man break a lot of the times and not a 5-man break where everyone is running to their spots. But you've got to get everyone running if you're going to get anything here at the end. And Waikato's just saying, look, don't foul, play good defense, make them finish tough shots, run our offense, take care of the ball if they do end up fouling us. Maybe a press breaker is in the back of their minds too. But 2 minutes is not much basketball left to go when you're down by 16. They do apply a bit of full court pressure, some man-to-man. And that's just, she's come on this second half, number 11, and number 5 for Waikato, and number 9 has done some nice things. They've had big second halves. And I'd have to say that'd be the difference in this game. It's just the scoring from those 3, and then Tauranga's not been able to get. They did start off well in the third quarter. They had those short corner jumpers, and they got some nice things out of their action, but then it got a bit stagnant, and Missy wasn't able to quite do the things she likes to do. And a credit to Waikato's full court defense and just their pressure and their running. They like the up tempo, and it's favored them in the second half. Got a missed free throw. One more for number 11, Lila Tala. She makes 1 for 2, and now they're back up 17. There's that left side where she likes to be. And she'll get to stop the clock and go to the free throw line. Now then, it's hard to lose these semis. It's just a tough game, and you get caught up in wins and losses so much too. And you like to have these goals for players so that they can improve from game to game. And you talk about those as well as wins and losses. And I'm sure that they've been doing those things, and hopefully they're improving game by game. And sometimes just if it's a better team, they beat you, and you just still learn lessons. And sometimes when you lose, you learn a lot more than when you win. So it looks like it will be a Bara Miracle, a Waikato, and a Waitakere West final tomorrow. Number 5 just took 1 too many steps there. She took a 3rd step on that after that pivot. 1, 2, and then a 3rd step, and got the travel. Just not fouling is huge here. Just don't foul. You don't want to stop the clock. And jump ball here will go to stay with Tauranga. So they have a chance to run a baseline play here, put some more points on the board. And just finish strong, just keep pushing, keep trying to get better. There's that stack play that seems to work for a lot of teams. And a great little spin move with a nice finish under the basket for Missy Nuku. Now they're running the clock. Look pretty comfortable for what they're doing. There was a foul call from up top. Must have been something from behind at that angle. 50 seconds to go. Waikato up 69-52 with 2 free throws. First one is good. 71 now for the Wizards. Nifty move and a nice finish for Tauranga with a nice big Euro step. And Missy's definitely had a nice game offensively. Clearing the bench for both teams, I think. Yep, 41 seconds of Nationals action that you wouldn't have got, so take advantage of it, players. All right, Tauranga certainly not giving up, trying to get as many points on the board as they can. Good on them. Lots more basketball to go for these young ladies. Both teams tomorrow. Tauranga still trying to finish the best they can in the 5th or 6th, 7th or 8th, and then we've got Waikato playing off for first. Tauranga will play for 3rd and 4th, and Waikato will play for 1st and 2nd with Waitakere West, and then we'll have Tauranga in the 3rd and 4th place game versus Harbor, who lost a close one earlier today against Waitakere West. Some good basketball on both sides. It's been pleasant to watch both teams competing, all 4 teams in the semis, and they're still competing till the buzzer. Not giving up. Jay-Z wants a few more points under her name as well, so she'll head back to the line for 2 more free throws with 10 seconds to go. And the score doesn't really do the game justice. Waikato went into the locker room with a 5-point lead, I believe, at halftime. And the 3rd quarter started out both teams pretty close, but then halfway through the 3rd, Waikato opened up to a 10-point lead and never really looked back, and Tauranga just didn't quite have it in them to get back within 2-point possessions. So the score doesn't really reflect the whole picture. Met a kick ball and blue ball to finish the game. 4 seconds to go. See if Tauranga can get off a shot. Number 14. And that'll be the game. Congratulations to the Waikato Wizards for advancing to the finals to face Waitakere Lady Rangers, Waitakere West Auckland tomorrow in the girls' final. And also congratulations to the 2 3rd and 4th place teams, Tauranga City, who will face against Harbor Breeze. They'll play the Harbor team tomorrow, and those will also be good games. So lots of basketball left to go, and stay tuned for the boys semifinals next.